Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, due to the time differences. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody and their family are doing well by the grace. Okay, so today's program is our upbringing. Um, I'm just going to go into it. I'm not gonna play any song. I'll play one or two songs after the fact. And more Kwaba, just give me 1 second. I just need to go here. Hmm. So with our upbringing, we're going to talk about different certain conditions because we do have a lot of people who are struggling, being able to find themselves, as to why not. that's that depends on each one of us because we all have our free will to do anything, everything that we want to do with our lives. But there are some people, it don't matter how many years that they turn, whatever you say, like if their mind is not functioning, you cannot teach them anything at all. And as some of the saying goes, one cannot teach a fool. Mhm. Those who want to learn will learn. Those who do not want to learn, well, that's on them because it's their life. However they want to live it, that's it. Okay, can you bring the thing down a little bit, please? Thank you. All right. I'm just sharing. Oh, our author baako pet. The knowledgeable sister ya for the Atobra says Apomuti saying Memo Akwaba and Ned dear me here will contribution when it comes to our upbringing, because we do have some of us, whatever we do, especially the bad, the worst things, it always get blamed on our upbringing. Well, I wasn't raised like that. This is all I know. So they stick with that. They don't want to like make any changes. But we all know that growing up, when you are a child, you don't have your free will. You need to be able to follow directions, rules, and regulations set in the household that you're living in. Some of us, grew up in a structure, productive, accountable uh, household, whereas others, grew up in a toxic, unhealthy, abusive, um, you know, um, really unbalanced household. So we all different. We all come from different backgrounds. However, once we get to the age where we become parents, or we become an adult, we living on our own, we start being able to get into relationships, right? Or marriage, it's up to us to make our decisions. What are some of the things that did not work for us? Hello, Sister Rami is saying, I see you, brother, brother Zekamwani. Apomu is saying, I hope say yes, so I don't hear. I apologize for being late. I was dealing with a situation, a dire situation. So you all forgive me for coming late. Not my usual time. I know I'm normally here. So, Sister Rami, where did you get this profile picture of yours? because I'm looking at it and it's like just going to not have me be focused. So I'm not even going to look at that picture. So as we get older, or we become mature, for some of us, because only a small number of people within our community, society, that are able to be mature, be able to acquire knowledge, think productively, be proactive, not reactive. Focus on our needs, not on our desires. Hello, my beautiful sister Crystal Efia. Welcome. So focus on like our needs, not our desires, because most desired things, it normally can, some of us can get ourselves in trouble when we focus only on our desires. Desire is something, that we do to certify, certain things that, we crave for. It's something that can be tabled. You don't necessarily have to do certain things if you don't need to. But, like, for instance, having sex. If you're not ready to have sex as a woman, as a human being, you don't necessarily have to have sex. You have to make sure that you make that decision, because that's like a big step. Being able to give yourself to somebody else, you need to make sure that that decision is coming solely from you, that you're not being pressured to sleep with someone who is impatient, to sleep with someone who is manipulative, to sleep with someone who is dishonest, to sleep with someone who is deceptive, to sleep with someone who is controlling, um to sleep with someone who is dominant. Like, they use that, they blackmail you and stuff like that. It's your decision. Nobody needs to make that decision for you, because it's your body, and you can do whatever it is that you feel comfortable with your body. But you do have some women, like, they cannot make their own decision. They choose to give their virginity, or they choose to have sex with certain partners that they interact with, or they start dating without getting to know the type of person that it is, because they feel pressure. It could be societal pressure, family pressure for them to get married, or, like, to have, or maybe they just want to fit in, or they want other people to see that they're not alone. I mean, make decisions that is more beneficial for you. Don't make decisions just to please the world, to please other people, because, I mean, if one your friend is married and you're not married, it may not be your time. Do not rush into something that you're not ready for. Don't feel pressure to do things that you cannot handle. We have people that gets into relationship that they shouldn't be in, but because they are so dependent on that person, or they rely on that person, or because their friend, their younger siblings have a man, or have a woman is married, so they need to force themselves to be in a relationship that they have no business whatsoever being in there. So we're going to and you guys put your contribution, your comments, if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions. I don't mind answering questions, because that's me. I love, having interactions, because it keeps me on my toe. So, I'll bring in, yentity. Mu, yɛntete yɛ mu. When you say it in our native language. Sɛnea yɛtetee wo. Some of us, like, we were raised well with morals and principles. And you have others who were also raised in, like, um, in between or all right. But as they get to certain age, the kind of friends or the kind of people that they interact with, the kind of people, that they listen to, the kind of people that they follow. Now social media has broadened, and you have almost anybody, everybody talking. So people come and talk about so many other different issues. You have people that are more interested in someone defaming someone talking ill of another person, or just bringing someone's dirt on social media. You have people showing other people's naked pictures on social media, which they have no business doing. You have people that will come and insult other people because, that's how their followers are looking for. You feeding people what they're craving, they desire. So they just going based on, the quality, the quantity of me getting this. Okay, they want me to insult, I'm going to insult more. They want me to do this. Okay, why don't you find something productive, something that one can learn something from it? When I come and do programs, and I have said this many times, topics that I talk about, I think about it because I have a 26-year-old. He's an adult. He makes his own decisions. And I can't tell him what to do. But when he's having some issues, he will talk to his dad or myself, depending what the issue, what the problem is. Some of them he feels comfortable talking to his dad about it. Others he feels comfortable talking to me about it. Now we have a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. That's a different ball game. So with Raymond, he's 26. So like, there are some things that I can discuss with him and he can hear me talk about it, that he's going to be comfortable with because we have had conversations about it. And he knows, like, my likes, my dislike, and my fun side and my serious side. So he knows when I'm being, whichever way that I'm going at, he's aware, which makes it easier for me. For the 13 and 11-year-old, I have to think about, okay, in 10 years from now or more, 5 to 10 years, let me go 5 to 10 years from now or more, all the contents, everything I'm talking about, the good and the bad, mostly the good, the silly ones, the sex ones. I don't know how they're gonna feel listening to their mom talking about sex. Well, that's up to them for them to decide. So it's like, when they see a video that I made, how would they feel about it? They do have friends on social media. If their friends finds out that their mom, is it going to play in, how are they going to receive them? Are they going to use some of the things that I said or did, to bully them, do cyberbully, or like, make fun of them, or like, uh, treat them in a certain way. So I have to be mindful what I'm putting out there. So if I'm putting my kids, I'm thinking about how my kids going to feel about it. Of course, that will generate into other people outside my family, outside my friend zone. Like, people outside, when they listening to things, would it be more beneficial for them? Would it be able to help them find their way, or like, to sit and think about some things that they procrastinating? Last time Sister Yatobra spoke about procrastination, which is something that most of us do not talk about in multiple. Like, you procrastinate on things. So it's like, when we think about our outbringing, How many times we going to use our upbringing, give excuses, reasons, and also blaming games when we cannot do things right. We are not able to find ourselves. We are not able to self-regulate ourselves. We are not able to have a realistic plan. We are not able to make decisions for ourselves. We are listening to foolish fools, and then we blaming that on our upbringing. Right now you are an adult, so who is preventing you from learning sense? Common sense is not so common for so many people. I call basic fundamental sense. Common sense is basic something, so you need to develop. You need to grow, you need to change. You cannot sit with common sense, because if you have common sense and you making decisions and doing things and saying things, that does not come together at all, because you doing things based on what someone said, and you following someone who does not have a purpose. Because when we do things, you have to have a purpose, right? What is my goal? My goal is for people, not just me, for my kids, everyone, including myself, to learn something new each time. What are some of the things that we can do to make ourselves happy? Because when we result into too much negativity, you start becoming that. It defines you, and you do not want to be defined. You don't want, like, it's like not a good feeling. Because trust me, growing up, living with certain family member, they got me there, whereas my anger was like above the roof. Like, as a woman, to be angry, and it wasn't a pretty thing. I was always like, angry. My face, you don't see a smile in my face. So how you guys see me now, like, and if we have to go back 25 years from today, you guys will be like, it can be the same person. I feel like I'm a new person because I have learned something new and continue to. Hello, my beautiful sister Belinda Ejare. Sister, at the same more kwaba. Oba pa ho fedia, Sister Beatrice. Apomo at the same, me mamunina makwaba. You and your blues. Your blues were Kate Dabena mo bobo. Oh, tomorrow? Ah, for me, I will insult the people who deserves my insult. You see, Sister Rami, today, you and I was talking. I understand where you coming from, but you, I just don't know. Some people just want attention, but most want negative attention because negativity attracts. So if someone, like, on social media, people can say things and do things. The thing that really concerns me is that you may have someone be on social media and insult you, but when that person meets you in person, they're not able to do so because they're coward, they're weak, they're insecure. I do not personally put myself in the same level as everybody else, because I'm unique. We are all unique. So if someone is insulting me, first I need to find out the reason why the person is insulting me. Is the person misunderstanding me, or the person lacking of knowledge, or is just simply that person being illiterate, right? Or is the person someone that cannot productively function, think through things, process things when you say something? If the person does not understand me because he or she does not agree with me, does not give them the okay to disrespect me or insult me. So if you can understand me, all you need to do is to ask questions. But most people don't even know how to do that, especially in Ghana for Bibre. So one need di nkomo na se won ti ase a instead se wobebusa question no anya nti ase no no ahye ase keka ensem fon kyerɛw ana se ensem a ensem fata me nipa saa me hu se wabon nipa saa me hu se wunim nyansa because sɛ meka asɛm na ne menya adwen anaasɛ asɛm a meka no ɛnyɛ saa na wodwen a ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ deɛ meka no yɛ wrong ɛna ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ deɛ wo nso ka no yɛ wrong. But we need to be able to come together, have a productive and effective communication by having understanding of where the other person is coming from, right? But most of us don't have that emotional resilience. Most of us are more reactive. Yemu bebre ye ni abotre obi ka asɛm ansasi ebenya ntoboaseɛ ni enya entiase ama nipa kro no because I many won nya adwen a ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ wagimi ɛna me nso magimi. No, because me menti ase baby am free ba no different from wo de there be am can say majority of the time our understanding and emotional intelligence are totally different from each other. So if what I'm saying is not satisfactory to you or for you, that doesn't mean that you should be talking to me anyhow, like you have diarrhea mouth. You need to learn sense. When people tend to like insult because they don't have anything productive to say, their brain is not functioning at the level that it needs to function. People who are proactive will be a wadwen ansa na wakasa no. Saa nipa no ka asɛm a asɛm baako kɔ bɛka kyerɛ wanya okro mpo na ekyire wokɔdwen ho abɛka sɛ sister ya na asɛm bre asɛm o kan aso wayɛ mi o nyansasɛm no waka. There's a difference when you hold people accountable and you enable foolishness. No, it's two different things because how we think, within our society community, if I agree with this one, even when the person is talking nonsense, and I need to support the person because they're saying everything that I want to say. So that means for you, in your mind frame, that person is a wise person, is intelligent person. But if this person is talking against what you're thinking about, or things that they're talking about is most of the things that you do, so you feel that a person is talking about you, you're going to see the person being dumb and foolish. So we all have different, we think differently, but that doesn't mean I have to come and disrespect you. Social media, I love social media because there are three options that we have. When someone disrespects you or insults you, you have three choices. You can either, like for me, I will first redirect the person. If the person cannot understand whatever language I'm speaking, Chi or English, okay, I'm going to make a decision to delete the person's comment. If they continue, I'm just going to either block the person, right? But before I go to the block, right, redirect the person. And if the person cannot understand, right, I will try to educate the person. If the person still cannot understand because of illiteracy or because they're lacking of being able to activate their brain for their brain to function and truly understand what I'm saying, then I'm going to delete. That's the second one, and then block the person, the third one. So I don't have to listen to nobody's foolishness if they don't want to listen to whatever I'm saying because it's foolish for them. That's them. I mean, you can't force people to listen to you. You can't force people to change because we all have our power. So sometimes people are expecting other people to think the same way as them. You can't expect everybody to think the same way as you because that's just impossible. And at times, some of the things, you may find someone you don't like, start making sense, and you may agree with that person, but days from now, you may not agree with that other person. So that's what it is. Good evening to you as well, Sister Sister Belinda. Appointment is saying thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to see you, and Sister Beatrice. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. She said hi, everyone. Uh huh. Um, my uncles. Your uncle is like he's waiting for tomorrow. Hmm. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. Sister Rami, you are so right. When it comes to anger, I mean, anger is part of mental illness. Yeah. Some people will be like, no, really, no. It's all in the head, right? Because you're not thinking rationally or productively with other coping skills, exercising patience. I mean, when someone tells you something that you don't like, most of us, I used to have anger management problem for like my teenage years into my 30s. I had anger management problem, and I struggle, like, even some things that are petty, I will get upset with that. I have shared that, like, the beginning of my marriage was a disaster. Like, Kay and I used to like argue all the time, having disagreement because of anger, because I didn't have the patience and the time to have to listen to what he had to say. I was like, I don't need you to tell me what I need to do. We were talking at each other. We were not talking with each other. When you learn to work on your anger management problem, you learn to be an active listener. You don't cut people off when they're speaking. You listen to what they have to say, you process it, you take something out of that, you summarize for the person that you're talking to, and then you ask them if you left anything out, which goes into effective communication, because then the person will feel um, um, like validated. They will feel happy and important that you were listening to them. So, like, anger is something that it's not good for you, for one to be angry all the time. Anger can develop into something else, and anger, when you think about it, you put D in front, is danger, right? So when people get angry and they escalate, they do things, that can harm their loved ones, they can harm their own self, they can make decisions, that can cost somebody's life, and so many other things. So if you have anger problems, you need to either go for counseling, talk to people about what you're holding inside, what is making you angry, what are identify your triggers. For me, if someone talks really loud, like when I used to get angry, if someone, talk loud and they talking to me and they pointing their finger at me, like, I don't like that. I will hit your hands away. I don't like people talking to me with their hands in my face. That used to really get me really angry and annoyed. But now, not anymore. I use my words. If someone is speaking to me and they put in their hands in my face, I will redirect them. I'll be like, listen, I don't like to be spoken to like that. I need you to put your hands away, because I have reflex. If you put your hands in my face, I'm going to slap it away. So for me using my words and you still doing it, I will slap it away, because I already told you my catcher said when I make a salmon if I won't start, and she said minimum pointy to send you what they won't say but what me man as many. And she said my catcher say me pesa de no now so yeah maka kyerɛ sɛ mɛbɔ afiri m'anim because mempɛ sɛ wo nsa bɛka me because obi wɔ hɔ nso ɔne wo kasa na ɔde ne nsa ɛnenam wo shoulders nom ne ade. No, keep your hands to yourself. Talk to me. Use your mouth to talk to me. You can use your hands to talk. I use my hands to talk, but I use my hands to talk with my hands directing towards me. It's not directing towards you because I don't talk this way. I talk this way. So, you show people the difference, for them to be able to be aware of that because some people speak with their hands. They have no choice. That's something that they feel comfortable doing. Other people, they just, want to, and people who talk with their hands um, outweigh, they are quick to hit. Because when someone is talking to you, angry, talking to you, and they putting their hands in your face, before you know it, they're slapping you. They hitting your face. They so that's why I don't condone that. I will let you know straight out. Don't talk to me with your hands in my face. That's personally me. Oh, Obasima, Obapa, Osa, when dear come, Sister Sage Williams, Memo Wakwaba, see greetings to Sister Adwoa Odo and the beautiful people aboard. Greetings to you as well. Okay, Sister Rami said, and for me, I just can't hide my anger. Like the fact that that you have anger management problem, but Sister Rami, you have spoken about how it used to be worse and you were you were ordered or like was asked to do anger management program. For me, I work on my anger on my own, through learning coping skills, effective communication. I learned how to talk out my feelings because when people learn to talk out their feelings to people that they trust, to their counselors, and also identify their triggers, what makes you angry, like you identify that, you be able to work on it. Some people, they get angry and they don't even know what triggers them. That's the most dangerous thing because if you getting upset or angry at any time, any point, that's going to like boil up to some, it's going to escalate into something really serious, or you may end up causing some type of fatality. But when it comes to social media, I see a lot of people are coward and insecure because when they're on social media, they quick to insult someone, but if they're standing in front of the person, they will not be able to even open their mouth because they will not be able to confront the person, even say nothing because they cowards. Okay, if you don't talk, I've heard me the sister as somehow will come in the whoopesa will. Oh, if you don't talk, abaya haircut na bad. Head them go give yeah. Okay. And somehow kind man because broken English, I'm not good with broken English. I will insult the person before block them. That's you. For me, it depends on what it is. I mean, I will school people. Yeah. I mean, like sometimes you have someone who will say, they will use the B word on you, or they will tell you stupid. Okay, for me to be stupid, it has to take one to know one because um, only a stupid person will know how another stupid person is, right? So, what else is new? I mean, but sometimes it's not worth it to put yourself in that self-defense. Self-defense, you talk about insulting as self-defense. All right, this is Rami. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh. Self-defense pa hey, with the insult, Charlie, you go kill me with that too. I mean, like, why do you need to defend yourself when it comes to like learn how to debate? learn how to dialogue. When you learn how to speak to people, even people you don't like, you will have the tolerance to talk to that person. You know, dealing with anger management problem, one of the things that helps you be able to really work on it is to learning to exercise patience, and giving yourself time. That is like a couple of the things that you can do when you learn to exercise patience and give yourself time. You be good. I mean, no, Starami, you're not getting me. I'll get to that. Oh, you're pointing your hands on me. I will not. Okay, I see. Yeah, don't put your hands in my face when talking to me, because I'll tell you, please don't talk to me with your hands in my face. If you keep doing it, I'm gonna slap it away. That's just me. You don't like Sister Yatura, disrespect. I know, right? Because some people are just pure disrespectful because they lack of a lot of things. They don't have any value. They just not here. Mhm. Well, ankasa uchi wukasa mitwi nyana. Until okay, so Sister Rami, I know you can't pretend. You cannot pretend. I'm not asking you to pretend. I'm not asking anyone to pretend. Like for me, what you see is what you get. When you do some foolish things, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to tell you the real deal. I will not be upset. You see how my facial change? I will not be upset. I will be serious with you. You're not gonna see me smiling, because some people they don't know how to read body postures, facial expression, being able to like uh set boundaries between you and that person. There are some people that when they on social media or people that we know in person, when they say certain things, you need to be able to be considerate and let it fly, because that person, you can tell that that person is struggling with their own inner demons. Some people have mental illness, so like they just looking for someone to provoke. Some people, they say certain things because they know, let me go and say something to this person and they're going to respond to it. Why are you reacting to it? Is there a reason why you reacting to it? Because me, if someone call me the B word, I'm not a B. I'm not what they're calling me. So why should I react to it? So there are so many different ways. When someone says something about you and it's not true, what's the point of you reacting to it? You reacting to it based on what? Because you feel embarrassed, or because like you feel that the person has said something about you that is so true that you cannot come in terms with it, you have to insult the person back? No. If someone calls me a shawo, prostitute, I am not a prostitute, I am not a shawo. So why should I respond to it? Yeah, I mean, like sometimes, I mean, most of us know 1+1 is 2, but somebody would say it's not 2, right? They would say something else. So I don't respond to like, unimportant things, foolish stuff. If someone wants to act like a fool, you let the person act like a fool, but I'm not going to limit myself to where a fool is at, because like, Kay will say foolish fools. I say our Jimmy. Ain't me no me I'm not going to do that. If we are kwasi our Jimmy, me menya kwasi our Jimmy. Ain't I will be able to like kind of like differentiate myself from the person where they coming from at. Let me see. Say be will be about to I mean who now. But also pointing fingers can be in a way that if you got to show someone direction. Yeah, there's a big difference. No, there's a big difference in giving directions, because if I ask for directions, right, and the person is giving me direction, they're not going to point at me. They're going to point um past me, around me. Okay, you're going to make a left or a right when you get to the 2 blocks from here. They're not going to be pointing it in your face. Normally people point in your face when they are emotional, they're angry, right? And they're talking to you and they have their hands in your face. They say Chrome has in New York, or I mean New York, they say a ma a tuntum phone bi omo yonku tuntum nya ntokwa na omo nsa omo obeka chen say, excuse you talking to me. You're not talking to me. You better not put your hands in my face. You put your hands in my face, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, you do that. Like, and some of them, they use both hands. Who do you think you talking to? You're not talking to me. You understand that? So it's like, everybody have that. Some people, they'll put their hands in your face. So don't put your hands in my face, because I don't know where your hands has been. Some people go use the restroom, they don't wash their hands, right? Some people scratch behind their what, and they don't wash their hands. Some people scratch underneath their balls and they don't wash their hands. So don't put your hands in my face. So as simple as that. That used to be my trigger, but now, as I said, I'll use my hand. When they make kasa, now will cancer much remia, men found in some bamanim, because meaning baby I don't say, will be timid in sasha ne to 80 one will be in sasha nase. 80 honum ne hwa ase nom ne tonga honum ne ade men fa megina manim obi kɔ baby so ekoyi ne nan onhohoro ne nsa. No, don't do that. And me I don't eat with people. Efie obi ni obi to nsa didi, obi wo ho ohoforo ne nsa ne mowre mu nyina afie na ode abeto aduane. I eat alone. I don't eat with people. That's just me. And nobody can tell me, say, oh, like we are share. No, being a share him born will be an him born different from obi our no or drain the health because when some will fear what they will gems but to maintain him obi so no ma won twitwi ne ne hygiene. Oral hygiene is very bad. Anti germs one no when no can nyina wo de 3 didi na wo de 2 when ma na de abeto meduane amedimo enye adwuma. Growing up, me mama and me papa ni womo ti obi aduane ma no, we eat separately. But it's obi wo ho no ma wo no obi to nsa didi no eno na betimi ama na didi. But nipa na ane ne to nsa didi no uni me bia nipa no ode ne nsa akwhye. Ni just sometimes ne bi mo think and dream about so many things, like you just do whatever because it's part of something that you've been taught, our upbringing, because I was taught to like eat with people. No, I wasn't taught to eat with people. With my parents, I was taught to eat by myself. And then when I went to live with some of my uncles, I was taught to eat with some of my cousins who always eat the whole food before I can even take even 3 trauma. Fufu no metwa mienu miensa na asa. Omo twa trauma kese me so na mentimi ntwa me di fufu a metwa nketenkete because me growing up nyina no na me feel say bia metwa kese ebehia me enti menim fufu kese etwa metwa ne nketenkete enti no me omo didi jame omo be me na ekomo de me de kom na kokoda me nana me ma me nua me nua. Yeah, my grandmother's sister. She used to tell me, so no, catch me say, in my say, because me na me mom did jam, but me used to be so see chatroma ne here, mean chatroma ne here me, unim obia, a minimum, a quiet different meaning saying yame, but is there. I have say me twane I'm comfortable with me ntimi nkotwa trauma na eno nso ekohia me a na esan se adufudi painting no ehia me a na afi na na se menyo obia ama me CPR and se menyo obia help me with choking a year na mewu nkwasi ewu. That would not happen. Sometimes people don't understand. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, some people omuchu we gum no mo di omunsa. Oh everadinya me. That is the nastiest thing. To say idea show no now the wonsa. Hey ye we say now we are oh you be taluenim. Don't bring your hands in my face. I don't like people putting their hands in my face because meaning baby I don't sa koshe. Uh so many people do things behind closed door. Some people their hygiene is really bad, very poor. Into no men famba, men famba me like cry. I know dear, and ye me. Hey, banku and okra is easy. I said to say, with the for container, who can answer the another? um, mm. Any benku and okra. I love okra, but it's a why in kruma any spinach. Kontomre ni nkruma efroye and I think ninkwan de bi obi aye the rough kontomre froye ni nkruma with the mixia any benku. And I said, Charlie, a call rough, a call rough. And okay. I mean, like, yentiti yemu, our upbringing, you have to always ask yourself, are you an influencer, a motivator, inspirational person, uh, in a positive form? All right, not in a foolish fool form, because who will say and do anything for their own gain. Foolish fools, they do anything for their own gain. They don't think about nobody else. There is always power in wanting to make a difference, like changing somebody's life or your own, either in a spotlight or behind the scenes. Some of us, some people, they always like, I have sister Beatrice, sister Belinda, sister Aisha Ankara, like, she's always, and so many brother Ankara, of course, so many of you are behind the scene. Sister Rami, you don't do program, you behind the scene, right? But some of your productive contributions, someone may come along and read it and they can get something really out of it, because yeah, so you make a difference. But you think if you come and you put in insult, being disrespectful, like, some people going to be wondering, why is this person so angry? Why is this person so mad? Why is this person so unpleasant? What is wrong with this person? Like, I mean, you always have people put in a question mark next to your name. Why must you do that? I mean, you have to think about it. You have to figure out what it is that you want, or like, what are you about? What is your goal? Like, you don't care for nobody. Okay, fine. Deal with your shit. Don't bring your shit into other people's shit, because we all have shit that we need to deal with. But some of us deal with it in a productive way. We don't bring our shit into people. So if you are somebody who feels like, you need to say things to provoke other people. I mean, everything that we do, it will come back to us. Life is complex. Life is a boomerang. When you throw a boomerang, it will go around and then it will direct all the way back. Karma is a bitch. No matter, there's no ifs and buts about it. Everything you do, good or bad, you will reap what you sow. So that's something that some people need to understand. You can't say okay, I'm just going to do this and then I'm going to get away with it. It could be 10 years, 20 years. Believe me, trust me, you're going to um deal with that. All right. So, like, making a difference, you can do that on the spotlight or like behind the scene. And some people, they don't even, they just don't want to be bothered. uh, in life, one always need to learn to evolve. When you don't learn to evolve, you become a certain condition being, you become a problem in society. Being fair to other people, when someone does something, you need to make sure that you weigh it on and you speak the truth. Just figure out, giving credit to where is due. When someone does the right thing, you can, give the person, some compliments. Encourage the person to continue doing everything that they're doing because they're doing a good job. When someone is doing wrong, as to whether or not the person is your favorite person, you need to be able to hold the person accountable. Don't enable foolishness, because when you enable that, they will grow up and go and display it elsewhere. They become a menace to society. I mean, like, I feel so bad for so many people. Like, the government has to deal with someone who is, an armed robber, someone who is a thief, someone who is a murderer, someone who is a rapist, someone who is uh, um, um, how you may call it, someone who is a molester, someone who is a pedophile. Because, like, all these people growing up, I'm sure their parents or family members saw something that is not right with them. Some of them have seen them in action, but they choose not to say nothing because they want to protect the family name, right? Or they don't want anybody to know about it. Thank you, 419. So, like, when they grow up, if you raise a child that they were never held accountable, because you have some um rich people's children, not all of them, I said some, who had commit some type of crime. Some of them had raped their classmate or a neighbor or their younger siblings, but because they have money, they were able to get away, right? Some of them will be arrested and have to go on trial, but because they have a good lawyer, they will be able to get acquittal. But you have someone who comes from a poor family and they're not able to have, they have public defender, and that public defender, they're not getting paid that much. So as to whether or not they're just there to represent you. So if you get if you are convicted, you go and spend whatever years you were given in jail, right? But some parents, should not have children because they do not have the capacity. They do not have the ability to raise their children, because some parents are menace to society. They don't know what they're doing. They just popping children to the world, which is really sad. I mean, like, if you cannot take care of yourself, how can you take care of your child? So I mean, it's a whole lot. So a lot of parents have were not able to do their job. A lot of parents were not able to hold their children accountable. Maamefoɔ bi wɔ hɔnom a wɔn sɛe wɔn mma mmarima. Wɔn ntete wɔn mma mmarima yi, nti wɔn mma mmarima nyini a na wɔn kɔware ɔbaa a, like they mistreat the woman, speak to them anyhow. They mother's baby. So it's like, if you don't do things like the same way their mother does, then you're not worth being married to or spending their life with. I mean, how dare them, you know? Where you coming from? Mutia muna wufri bana. I mean, serious matter. A lot of times, some things that I see and observe is just ridiculous. So we always need to hold people accountable, and it could be your own child, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. If they do wrong, you let them know that they do wrong. Don't tell them, okay, because you're afraid of them or you want to kiss their backside, their behind. It's just wrong. Correct without caring about his wife. I know, right? So it's like, I mean, you do have some men, they love, like the love they have for their mom is definitely going to be different from the love they have for their wife. But then when you have a man who is always comparing everything that you do with their mother, you need to start running, because that person is a control freak. He's going to try to dominate you, tell you what to do, what you cannot do. Before you know, he's going to tell you what to wear, who to talk to, if you can go visit your own family. They want to just dominate you, treat you like an object and stuff like that. So if his mother is better than everything that you do, why is he not married to his mother? Why is he married to you then? I mean, there are some foolishness, some nonsense stuff now some women, entertain. Don't entertain things that it's not right. Don't allow yourself to be treated like an object, because we all have our free will. Do not give your power away because you depending on someone. Do not give your power away because you feel that this is your last stop. You feel pressure to do things. A lot of times people like, they be bugging. I'm serious. Like, it's crazy. Some mother-in-laws not for I think abayifo nkwa. This Arami, you believe in that? Some mother-in-laws are really, really like, they're difficult to deal with, because some of them they have sacrificed for their child, and some of them have raised their children, their sons really well. Others, they have spoiled their sons. Others, they have raised a menace, then menace to society. They did not hold their child accountable, so that person is not someone that you need to be with. So that's why it's important to always build yourself up, be independent, so nobody can talk to you anyhow. You can make your own decisions. If there are decisions that couples need to make together, and there are some decisions that you alone can make decision, you can make that decision, as long as it's not going to affect your partner in a negative form. So it's like, it's not that abayifo. What is bayi? What is witch? When someone is a witch, what is it? Because a lot of us, we don't like people who are strong-willed and will not take bullshit from us. But we do have some mother-in-laws, because they lacking of knowledge, or they just evil or wicked, or like selfish in some ways. They act in a way that we relate that to being a witch. ye ka se nipa ne ye before because n'ani eden da bia no wo in your case baby eni kwan so wo krempa no yeah to say ahoya because maamefoɔ bi wɔ hɔnom a sɛ ne ba bɛrima anaasɛ ne baba ɛkɔware a onya aware pa a ɛnyɛ ne dɛ wɔfo sɛ saa aware pa no a wanya no ɛbɛyi ɔdɔ no a ɛwɔ ne ba nim no afiri mu nti no ɛno yɛ saa no a na ama anibere bɔne bi aba ne mu anaasɛ ahoya a pɛsɛmkonya bi abɛhyɛ n'akoma mu nti no wotumi yɛ nneɛma bi a just to create division anaasɛ chaos, confusion, so many negative, unpleasant, reaction from omobano and nti bɛyɛ de I mean bɛyɛ wɔ hɔ but I say abɛɛfoɔ krampo no ɔmo tumi ekita ɔmo ɛyɛ kitikiti bi bayɛ kuromfoɔ ama abɛɛfoɔ ayɛ sɛ te sɛ de ɔmo wɔ a big power bi ɔmo betumi ayɛ wo no it's not like that. So I don't give those for witches, any credit because they are on their level and I am on my level. Like jealousy is not one of the emotion people needs to like develop because bra I from what he's saying the devil doesn't exist. Who is the devil? The devil is among us. When I mean, when one think ill of other people, when one becomes selfish, greedy, jealous, envious, that person becomes the devil themselves. You develop all these negative feelings, you create your own devil. So it's like sometimes I look at people and the way that they go about is like, okay, the devil. I mean, if the devil knows how, like, if he can slap people, they're going to be slapping, like, people are going to be getting slaps all the time. Brunsam, send your de sha brunsam. Brunsam this, brunsam that. Who is the brunsam? Nipa na woni ne efri abusua baako. Nipa na woni no eto nsa didi. Nipa na woni ne di wo nkomo dedeede bi. Nipa bi wo ho ono ana ne da wo mpa so. Because waware no anasa oni na etwempena. Maami bi papa bi omo ne brunsam no. Anasa wankasa a wode wo ho suban ekita no. You become that. Ay. Serious matter. Wickedness exists for sure. Obi timi plan pa say obi di wewu. Wa follow through sa ewudie no. Chale, te se wo hwe ye man mu pa ne abusua bi mu a. Abusua bi wo ho no ma ememe wom. Omu nyina ye kwenwensafo. Baako kra ni ma wabɔ bra papa bi nsa nko abusua bi nso wɔ hɔ a mmarima no mmaa asɛm nko wɔsesɛm ofiri ha na ɔkɔ ha abusua bi nso wɔ hɔ no ma mmarima no hia nko ne nyinaa efiri obi a wobɛn no anaasɛ obi timi yɛ ɔno ano obi timi de ne bɛyie yɛ ɔno ano ho chale no be small thing o. Na te sɛ mwanya saa power no kra momfa nya bibi pai. Bɛyifo bi a nani brade bi ayɛ bɛyifo. Every greedy person every greedy person is a witch because nani brade greedy is equal to jealousy. Man me na meka me si obi a nani brade no wa ho ya wɔ ni mu no ɔyɛ bɛyifo. Because when you're before when you will be out there, every greedy person. That's just me. Some mother-in-laws are part of the reason why some marriage doesn't work. True that, 100% real talk. I mean to say like. I tell you, there are some parents who do not have a successful marriage or relationship. with their child's father or mother. And when they see their child being happy in a relationship or in a marriage, they get envious, they become jealous. I mean, there has been instances that you have a mother sleeping with her own daughter's husband. I mean, how disgusting and dysfunctional is that? Why would you even want to sleep with your child's like husband and boyfriend? Are you thinking well? I mean, people like that, I think that they have mental illness, some sort. They're not they're not sane, because for someone to really be sane, to sleep with your own child's, husband or partner, come on, have some self-respect, values, I mean, morals. I mean, if a mother is acting like that, how do you expect your child to act? No wonder our upbringing is a certain condition for some of us, because some people, they were like, well, I'm poor because I come from poor family. Like, I don't know how to do that because I was not taught like that, but I'm not learning anything new. Seriously. Who's stopping you? You stopping yourself. Before be any fear, before no one, because it's when ye nasa wo da so te baby a wote no na wo mmɔ ho mmɔden na wo expect obi sɛ ɔno me save you Emrade. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know. Yeah, so like, some in-laws, they're the reason why marriages and some relationships do not last, because they create too much chaos, division, and so many craziness, because they are unhappy. They don't want their own child to be happy, because they think if their wives or husband loves them too much and they will forget you. Sɛ te sɛ awofo bi wɔ hɔ nom a ɔmo no ɔmo ammɔ bra, nti no ne ba no a sese wɔbɔ bra no na ɛyɛ sɛ ɔbɛhwɛ no, because sɛ woyɛ awofo na abɔ bra a, wobɛnya sika na ɔhwɛ wo anhwɛ wo, it will not be a problem for you. My parents, both my parents are, they established themselves, so they're good on their own. Whereas not everybody is that lucky, for sure. So like, we can all be, for me, I believe everything that has for me, I believe everything that has a name, because everything that has a name, because it exists. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, the devil does exist among us. Some of us are the devil, based on our behavior, our actions, things that we do, things that we think about, things we plan. If it's in the negative aspect, because I mean, if you building your life, right, and you thinking ill of somebody not succeeding, you the devil himself or herself, like, whatever. We create our own problems, for sure. Mhm. So we can all be sociable and so in line with our culture without being biased or holding grudges. I mean, some people, they don't know how to forgive. I mean, if someone does you wrong and you hold on to it all the time for years and years and years, you need to realize that the person that did you wrong is not even thinking about you. They don't care. They have forgotten. Unless you say something, they're not gonna know. So who are you hurting? You hurting yourself. Yeah, we need to be able to talk out our differences. If someone is speaking and you don't agree with the person, you can share your opinion respectfully. You can share your opinion productively. You can even educate the person, for the person to understand where you're coming from, because we think differently. Some of us, we process things really quick. Some does not process it. Some of us, it would take a couple days, weeks, months, some years, because we we do things differently. So if someone is not understanding you, there's no need to be calling the person's name. You can let the person know, listen, this is where I'm coming from. And sometimes you have to limit where you're coming from. The people who will be kasas, words I will use, right? Words I will use, adding mano. And you have to use basic words, and ketwa na ewom no send be you benya entiase from baby a wo free ba. But so only obi enya adwen no nkyerɛ sɛ wo nim nyansa sen sa nipa na one ne nya adwen no eno na nkrofo bebree they omonte ase no ntino talking out our feelings, productively, respectfully, is part of having effective communication, using our active listener. And then we also need to learn to deal with realistic things. And Nyoma just say here. And yet to say we make up things and then we want people to believe that it's not right. We all have the responsibility to keep ourselves and people we care about balanced by holding each other accountable, no matter the circumstances, good or bad. If K does something that's not good, I let K know. I'll be like, listen, what happened yesterday when you said this or you did this, that was wrong. You can do better because you are a mature person. As a mature husband or a dad, a brother, or an uncle, you need to be able to use your words better, or be able to exercise patience, because you cannot rush with things when you don't have all the facts, so and he K does the same thing with me. We have learned, we have grown for, I mean, we've been together 18 years now. Yeah, going to 19. God damn, I'm getting old. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh my gosh, that is like, that's a lot of years, right? uh-huh. Hey, okay, we been together that long? Shoot, you old. Oh wow, that's crazy. But yeah, we've been together for 18 years, going to 19 years, but we've been married 14 years, going 15 years. That's right. Yɛtwe kakra nsa. Ne yɛhwɛ yɛn ho. We do not need connections to to make it in life. If you come from a poor family, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be poor. You need to figure out some of the ways and means that you can establish things in life. Don't sit around waiting for someone to change your certain condition. Sometimes we have people that we may meet on social media, or like you go to an event, or someone that we would date, or someone that we'll be married to, that will change our lives for better or for worse. So we learn things from each other. Talk with each other. Like if your husband is successful, observe, ask questions, get your husband to help you be able to also make decisions that will get you up there. If your wife is successful, as a man, don't let allow your ego to get the best out of you. Talk to your wife, be able to study her, figure out some of the things that she does that is making her successful, and you learn from each other. You building a life together. There's no need to compete with one another. I mean, sometimes people just do certain things, I don't know, like what they trying to establish. Let me see. Oh yeah, brother Kwabra, yeah. Evil Charlie, evil. Yemubi is so evil. Eh? The way some of us would think about other people and the things that some of us would do, no. Hi, Charlie. Devil is different. That's right. Hey, Black Cobra, I love the way that you go about it. Evil is it, devil is different. Most definitely. Who is the devil? Huh? Ay, ay, ay. Some people don't get it. The only thing is if a person calls me, curse me with eggs and alcohol, take the egg and the alcohol and drink it. La. Okay. And then I back where will be ever cursing with Ikusiane. I will use the egg for a day. Chibum. Puto. Hey, somebody. Mate. Mr. Robin said there is nothing wrong to be old because everyone we will get there. Some people don't even get to some age. I know they're not correct. I know we getting old. I'm saying K is old. I'm not. All right, K. Yeah, K. Yeah, new. Hey, to say like sometimes you don't even put the years together, but it does add up. Ebra kwabra ne voice dear. Hey, that voice be dangerous. So hey, and the jiri anasa ne ho kafo when huna mane. Or yeah, no the voice ne sweet, sweet talk. You they sweet me, I go sweet you. Computer voice up. Hey, Asamo, Bra, your voice is the most dangerous. Hey, it's a nipa and yesterday. And some, okay. Can you, okay. Uh-huh. So, so, sometimes you need to connect with some people, but majority of the time, we can build our own successes by learning, acquiring knowledge, just learn things, be able to things that does not work for us, you need to delete it. Growing up, some of the things taught to me, I did not adapt it, right? I have shared that like one of my uncle, me ma me nuanum nyinaa me wɔfa baako ɛna na da biara biribiara no akɔfa mfi a na ɔde bɔ wo tiri mu wo kɔn ho wo nan ho wo nufu so wo to kyerɛ sɛ baabiara na ɔde bɔ asɛ adeɛ a wɔyɛ no nyansa bi ɛnda ne tirim. They do that, right? Because obi wɔ hɔnom a ɔno osua no deɛ ɛde tetee no ɛno na ɔde bɛyɛ me. But sɛ nneɛma bi wɔ hɔnom a growing up no, as I grew older and learned some coping skills, how to talk to people, how to express myself, how to learn to walk away from foolish fools. Because so will be a ye jimism. Nasa wusu be di sa jimism nechi. Na wonsu wakwa akoye bia eye wa wujijiriji. Because me no me hwɛ nipa sɛdeɛ nnipa no yɛ ade a wɔreyɛ no sɛ ɛbɛboa me a mesua ba sɛ mmoa me a mensua ɛna obi ayi te sɛ wopɛ ɔmo a sua adeɛ no nyansani sɛ wode wo ho bɔ nyansani a wo nso wobɛyɛ nyansani ba sɛ wode wo ho bɔ gyimifoɔ a wo nso wobɛyɛ gyimifoɔ because ne gyimie nsɛm na ɔka no na wo nso wotie na nso wode ayɛ adwuma. Enti no to say like, hey, oba pavreta, mi hu wache papa, nkura ne ho to say, me mu akwaba. Enti no to say everything that we do, you need to calculate it. Is it helpful for you? If it's not helpful for you, then oh yeah, learn something new. Omo da bi omo ka say yamfa ntete me pene saa. What do you mean say yamfa ntete? Yamfa ntete unti a enti wunsua bibi nka ho bi. Hey, that is yamfa ntete na saade a woyɛ no enya ade papa na ada so te ho saa. Na woyɛ oba anase bema na wote bema wote wo ho kafo ho na o say yamfa ntete na opene saa na ada so te ho na obebro anase obebro waku na ada so te ho no. Hey, eno de anya adwuma. Anya adwuma krokrokrokro, sometimes we have to do better. The identity our outbringing say anko ya men fa saa kwan so because men growing up no saa me wofa bi no obo me no hey ebro obo me saa na afi de me kodin samone a me we say ade a me koye no se wo bumi a ye bumi a e okay. Nti no me ametimi ka chem say oh meye obo ye bumi e okay. Say because it is like e ade a me ya wo bebumi. Nti se me ye na bebumi a medi nsɛmɔne sɛ nsɛmɔne no ebe sudu me need a meye no abo me. But to say me nyi no me nso say ma beye maame no enye bro because me rejoining my wofo no me maame ne me papa omo amome me ya ade a omo hold me accountable. Me papa as a teacher ubeba to say 1 week wotimi bema wa read book maako pole miensa. Se ubenya kwan de akodi nsamfo a fakodi ubekan na kan wi a wa summarize ya ma no. That's his discipline, right? But awufu bi wo ho no ma o twa asotro obo watiko wo de flampan ball wo ye wu sei wo de mfia obo. My parents did not flog me. The yes or name it nasi, name it nasi, na name me address no, yeah, address it. But Sammy Wafabino, or no, Sabro no boom in a me rim feeder, but and no men find shame me more, me use so na me the custom. I use it, to Hey, sister, I have preferred Waba. I use that to educate myself and to educate people. Like, what you were raised with, if it's a bad form now, don't adapt it and use it on your own children, on other people. Because my kids, I don't hit I have never hit my kids. Not like, no, I haven't raised my hands on my kids. K has not raised his hands on the kids. But the one thing, like, K is tall and big. So it's like, when the kids were like little, he would stand up and talk to them. And the kids, like, they seem fearful because, you see their body language. So I let him know. I made him aware that his size is intimidating the kids. So it's like when he's talking to them, he needs to place himself in a place that, is not going to make the kids feel intimidated. So he will put himself in a sitting position, and then have the kids come and talk to him and stuff. Kay and I will be in the house. The 13-year-old and the 11-year-old, their dad and I will be in the house, and they will go to their father more than they come to me. I'm them no parents. I say more no's than a yes. Because they say I don't want my kids thinking that whenever they ask for something, they get it. Some of the things that they ask for, they need to earn it, right? And some things, it's my duty to get it for them. And extra things, they have to earn it to get it. So it's like, K is more like now he's in between. His yes and no is like maybe 50-50. But before, his yes to used to be 90% and his no was 10%. So I had to like help him with that. You cannot say yes, yes, yes all the time. You spoiling them. And he understands. So now we work together. If the kids go to K to ask him for something, he will ask them, "Did you ask your mom?" And if they say yes, he will ask them, "What did your mom say?" Mom said no. Okay, so if mom said no, it's a no for me too. Whereas in the beginning, he was not doing that. We were not doing that. We were not checking in with each other because we were doing our own thing. So it's like you have to work as a team when you're in a relationship, when you have a child together, co-parenting or parenting together, whichever way. You always need to be in this on the same page because that's when the child will not split. They will not use you two against each other. Some adults allow themselves for their children to not be able to adequately learn the things that they need to learn, the morals, the principles, being able to have self-control, being able to identify their stronghold and their strength and differentiate the two. Okay, if I don't get my way, what are some of the things that I can do to earn it? Right? So, but a lot of people, hey, they have a mind of their own, so they can keep doing it. Let me go to Sister Ya. Hey, awesome new. Mokoni, hey, Kikedro. Hey, ah la 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 la. Me call Dana, me wa fire back, me be one time. No. Deɛ meyɛeɛ no wantua me bio because ohun sɛ wanhu sɛ me na meyɛ because but I know nso onim sɛ me na meyɛ because me no nkwasi asɛm ahyɛ me na me the way a metie no obi wɔ hɔ bɛka sɛ oh ontimi nyɛ kyɛ sɛ nsɛmfo a medi no wokura mpo no metumi kɔtɔ milk powder ɔnsɛ milk powder wodi milk powder wo yam bɛhwie wobɛba wobɛyɛ sheet fitaa no na emu ayɛ kama ama wo mimi sɛ wotumi fa nsɛmfo nni mi o wogyaa me borɔ ntam. Sister, have you seen my profile picture? Yes, I have. I'm waiting to tease you la. Mi yate. Na sa wa pampa mu na pampa mu die. Eh, wa shada no yi na sa na te. Tua. Ginger any moko awofo ni bi de hyɛ ɔmo mma especially mmaa no ayɛ ase ɔmo vagina ne inside no ɔmo kum ɔmo mma ɛtwɛ afei akwadaa ne nyi kura mpo na oni no feelings ɛyɛ serious o. It's crazy because in your maybe was oh yeah shawodin and I see what yeah see a one medro and ma be break and a form ma binum there be a no makoto to nyoma de sheshe ma se mo hamo ade a wo hia de be clean wo vagina e nsuo nyu and I say imotro mojo de nsuo a wo feel sir but wo hia nsuo nkwa you don't need nothing else. Duching crampo no yeah the some way I see cleaning no crab America has said no say is wrong because your vagina no it cleaning by itself. It cleans by itself. Sometimes you feel the discharge, right? You feel the discharge into you need to put pint liner in your underwear. But to say when you have the discharge now you have to look at the color. If it's clear, you fine. But if it's like brownish and not, you need to go see your doctor. You might have an infection, but like some of us don't know what is what. Some of you have white for years and years. Even like when your husband or your boyfriend is going inside there, I see a while for say chaka. No to say we are dryer na be man ni police aba ne kote no ho kra ye ne ya ɛho yɛ dry a na ebi wɔtere because aseɛ hɔnom nneɛma efiri hɔnom ba na ɛnyɛ korakora. Nti no, like ginger and pepper parenting, no, I don't know where they learn it from or what benefit they thought that it does for their children, but ebi ɔmo kun no mu di ɔmo no ɔmo mfele hwee nti ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo mma nso di ewu. Well, for me, my mother so don't abuse me, but my mom, she did. Okay, got it. So yeah, I told you Rake reminds me of my uncle, tall and big. Oh, I see. So yeah, Matthias, yeah, because she said, "Enkolani susapa no na oni omo kasa be hu me hwe se enkola yi gyina hɔ ana kyerɛ sɛ asɛ ehu ahyɛ ɔmo mu." I'm saying, okay. It's that time no mesua nneɛma bi ɛwɔ adwuma a na first meyɛ m TCI ne century model no ne ade nti no masuasua coping skills bi a kyerɛ sɛ menim sɛ ɛbɛyɛ adwuma, body posture, how you stand, how you stand and how you talk, your facial expression and everything. So I have to point it out, and thank God Kay has an open mind because he was able to like listen to what I have to say and also work at it. So that worked out really well, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I can't touch my son because he's the only one I got besides God. For sure. I mean, like as a parent, why are you beating your child? What are you angry about? Why must you inflict pain on your own flesh and blood? I mean, like I can never hit my child. Like the 11-year-old used to, she was a crybaby. She was always constantly crying. So, like in the beginning, Kay and I would be like, as parents, like we would try to like soothe her need, her desires and stuff like that. So one day I was like, listen, if she wants to cry, let her cry. When she's done crying, then we're gonna talk. So I went to her. I was like, okay, your dad and I have decided because you want to cry, you can cry. How long do you want to cry? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? And she's like sitting there looking at me like this woman is crazy. So I asked her, I was like, we can give you all the time you need to cry, but once you're done crying, we're gonna sit and talk because I need you to tell us what is making you cry. And I asked her, did I hit you? She go, no. Did I touch you? She said, go, no. I was like, so why are you crying? Did I hurt your feelings? And then she started crying again. I was like, okay, I can see that you're not ready to talk. So I'm going to walk away. And when you're done crying, you come find me or find your father, and then we can sit and have a conversation before anything else happens, before you can get your iPad and X, Y, and Z. So I left, and Kay also went to mind his business. It took her less than 2 minutes to stop crying, dry her face, come to us, and she told us that she wants to talk. So we sat down and we talked, and we break things down for her. We were like, we let her know, okay, if I'm asking you what you want to eat, I'll give her three choices. Pick one. If you don't want any of the three choices, tell me or your dad that you don't want any of those. And then when you ready to tell us you don't want any of the three choices you are given, you need to give us what you want to eat, because it's not going to be, I don't want any of the three choices you're giving me and I don't know what to eat. It's not going to happen. That's not acceptable. So if you're going to turn down my offer, you have to bring yours, and then we're going to decide if we can provide that for you. But if we don't have what you asking for, then you have to pick one of the threads that we gave you. but it's not going to be every time your choice. You're going to have to choose one of the choices that we gave you. So you have to mix in together. Sometimes you get your way, other times you don't get your way. You have to follow the rules and regulations in the house. So after that day, that girl stopped crying. It took us like more than 6 years to get that, but we made it. She don't cry no more. You should see her dancing and doing her all her things. But at the same time, I tell him or correct him when he's wrong by talking to him. Most definitely, that's what you got to do. Like you have to hold your child accountable when he does wrong, she does wrong. You need to like redirect, prompt, and have conversation afterwards. Like sometimes they do things and they have to like sometimes hold themselves accountable. I will ask you everything that you did, what you like with everything, what do you think is a reasonable consequence for you to do or accountability? Because when you say consequences, people will like, oh, like yeah, you okay, accountability. And then they will say, I'll be like, okay, that's not bad, but this is what we're going to agree on. X, Y, and Z. And they'll be like, okay. But the next time it happens, this is what's gonna happen. So they already know what's gonna happen next. I'm being proactive. I'm not just gonna say it and leave it there. And kids the same way. So like, and we communicate. The kids sees us communicate. So before they used to split, now have a good one. I mean, count. So like before they used to split us, but now they can no longer split us because they know if they're gonna ask their dad or me something, we're gonna ask the follow up question: Did you speak to your dad? Did you speak to your mom? And they know it's coming, so they're not gonna do it. Like, oh, everything you do, your child, yeah, will remember for sure. Kids, children are very observant. Everything that we do. One time, Kay and I, the kids were like very young. We had an argument, and I said it in tree. Me can tree. Me say me worry be me ja worry. These kids. Me na me feel so ọmụ ndị twi no na ọbaa ketewa no akɔfrɛ ne papa. She was like 5 years old. Wakɔfrɛ ne nana maame ne nana baa aka kyerɛ ne nana baa sɛ me ne papa ɛɛko na mesi me nware ne papa bio. Me wɔ hɔ na maame frɛ me. Adwoa na me si yes ma. Ɛdeɛ na ɛkɔ so wɔ fie ɔnam si biribi nkɔ so. Ɔse wosi biribi nkɔ so yɛ sure nam si yeah biribi nkɔ so. Ɔse enti biribi nkɔ so na ɛyɛ dɛn na wo ba ne bɛfam sisi nam sɛ ha na sɛ meka ne twi ma nka ne borɔfo siwe wofu sa wo ma na ɔmo nti twi ka na ɔmo nka ba ɔmo ti twi efiri hɔ nom na sɛ say my mindful like when I talk now I have to be very mindful what I'm saying. So me ne papa like yeah near see a friend or not tenase near ne kasa na me catch and say okay me sorry because time I'm cancer some no na me buafo enti no NCBM and counting many years past omonte sa some name free manum that's a good thing. I learned my lesson. Boss, back the marvelous, knowledgeable, strong, well, um, um, motivational boss lady, sister Awumbre Kua, your dog back posted then Dada Bar Rasta one, Moakwaba. Hello to you as well. If they do, Kasla. And like serious, You talk to them, not beating. Of course, I mean, it is like sometimes I just don't know. Like, why, when you beat your child, that you abusing that child? You hold on, my camp. Do you know how many times now these kids, they have not, for the past, Jasmine's 11, for the past, have to, for the past 5 years, they have not lost any of their iPad time on weekends because they get 2 hours from 10 to 2 from 10 to 12, and then they have to do reading, math, or like their multiplication. And then, they need to take naps in between and have their personal time. And then later on in the evening, they get another 2 hours with it. And their iPad time, their electronic time falls between using their iPad, using their personal phone, or like playing video games. That falls in their personal time. And then they need to relax, spend some time together, talk with one another. And then if they want to watch a movie with the family, we have family nights, we can watch a movie together. Nana Kwesi sometimes pick a movie, mommy at times pick it. Sometimes their dad will pick the movie, and sometimes I will pick the movie. So we rotate and we each considerate of what we need to watch. So we do it together. It's not just coming from one person. And they enjoy that. I love that. Communication is the best. Effective communication, talking to your child. So, and you have to connect with them. Everything that they do, and whatever accountability that you they have to, like, do or serve, it needs to connect with their behavior, because you cannot differentiate the two. If it does not connect, they're not going to learn nothing out of it. So like prior to 5 years ago, like, if they don't follow if they don't follow up the time, like if they're supposed to use their electronic from 10 to 12 and they use it past 12, if they do it 12:30, the next time that they have the electronic, they're going to lose that half an hour from it. If they go over an hour, they're going to lose an hour off it. So in the beginning, they couldn't differentiate it, but as time went on, they catch on. And then sometimes if they continue doing that, because that's part of being defiant, they're not following the schedule, they're not following the routine, so they're making their own time. Then what I'll do is that for Saturday, they will not be able to use the electronic. Yeah, they can watch TV here and there and do everything else, but they will not be able to play their games and use the iPad for for whatever they use it for, because they're not following their routine. If they're supposed to be doing reading and they still like using the electronic, they're going to lose the electronic altogether. They can't use the iPad. So that's what we used to do with them, but now they're following their routine, so we don't need to hold them accountable no more. They know the rules. So if you don't follow the rules, that's on you. You'll be held accountable. It's not like, oh, don't do it no more. No, you're going to lose something that you like to do. And as simple as that. Yes. uh-huh. Beating a child can never change. Um, can never change. They will hate the person. Oh yeah, or they will become defiant. Wobɛsoro akwadaa no. Nti no wosoro akwadaa no a wawasɛm a, that's a good mother. Oh, thank you. So for me, if anyone touches my son, I will go crazy with the person. Me can mu. Me se will be any like if so will be the nsa me but sexually. Baby a what they can, me try free one of many emekwa akwadam for me ma. Saga me ma. No mo kura ma kyerɛ mo. You will know for oba no ne no for and a bema no ne boso. Your chest area is a no-go area. Wafuso, any kwaso obi ade ne nsato wafuso. With genital area, no. Behind your buttock, any kwaso obi emia woto, anaso obi aso woto. Obi de ne nsa ne nam usire mfimfin. No way. Wumotum, any kwaso obi nunu wumotum because it's a no-go area. And you have a year which will ban baby a will be intimate fan and senka, may match so obi de nsa ka ho no ma they not doing the right thing. And as a penyimu and as a classmate and also be catch or say, don't tell anybody. It means they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. You have to teach your child people that you care for. Areas is a no-go area. My kids do not sit on any adults because in me growing up, no me mama and papa mama antena will be an aso. When no so uba kwatena nipa ne na so e be ma obehu na ne kwati ya sori ejina so e obehu ana fudu e ma sada me ma no de nim se omu mienu nketua no mienu nyene nim se they shouldn't be left alone in a room with nobody. It should not be just them and one other person. They always have to be a third or fourth person. Under no circumstance should they allow themselves to be alone with someone in a room by themselves because that person can touch them inappropriately. Because you need to say your school system, no, you will pedophiles, any rapists, no, molesters, into I have taught my children to look for certain things, to be alert, to shine their eyes. Their body is their own personal body. Nobody is allowed to touch it. Simple. Accident happens in school, but if my son comes home and tell me his teacher beat him, not me, and teacher goes sweet, I will be the teacher. No, you report it. I mean, Nana Kwesi was bullied in middle school, not middle school, in elementary school. And that day when I saw it, I have to like manage my emotion because my reaction was to go and yank that boy off my son's leg. But I have to contain myself and use my words. And I asked him to get off my son and I had to deal with the school all around, and then they were like giving me come see, come start. So I wrote a letter requesting to meet with the child's parents because I want to make sure like the next time it happens and I'll let them know. The next time my son comes and tell me this, I'm going to call the cops and have that child arrested because I'm not dealing with that nonsense. Don't tell me we black people. No. If we both black now, teach your child how to behave. Don't leave your child to do anything anyhow and then bring it on my child. I'm not going to be receptive to that. They say Ghana for Ghana ni na yes fa won sem hu ni free me so we Ghana ni na se wunim nyansa men kan kire me say wunim nyansa no ma me nso me nsua nyansa obe ya ade na nya am to say we Ghana ni ntino apu talk of nkroma kota and I need be more cry mystery. And also, so racial population is going a lot in school. Yeah, because yeah, wa wufuni bia omu echira omu manu racism omu racist inti send omu tene sa na omu detete omu ma discriminate prejudice. They do that. Send your tear no they titine banintino. You chromo Ghana, you move bebre, you racist. Omo kasa with tribalism, no. See where you say na achimni ngani ni pasu mesi. Who are you to tell me that? I'll marry whomever I fall in love with. And you know, to say like I be like the way that they go about to say as a nipa ni bi no, nipa sen ebinom. Sɛnea aborɔfo feel sɛ ɔmo yɛ nipa sen abibifoɔ na aborɔfo bi kum abibifoɔ because ɔmo feel sɛ abibifoɔ deɛ yɛyɛ object. Nipa fitaa enkum ne kraman ba wɔbɛkum nipa tuntum. Hwɛ nkwasi asɛm. Saa nipa tuntum no ɛyɛ obi de hyɛ. Na wo broni wo ka kyerɛ me sɛ kraman ho hia ɛsen nipa tuntum. Na yɛn ayɛ kuromufoɔ nso yɛaka sɛ nipa asomasi ho hia sen nipa asomasi. Nsua nyansa. Anyhow, ma me break kra na menya yi. Okay. Maybe I'm in nam cry here. Okay, there. All right. Ain't you know, boss lady hashtag that about Rasta one in fire drive time on weekdays, Monday to Friday from 4 p.m. UK time. Our Fire Life Radio. Almost the Ojademan Kasomomoto. I love it. And then Saturdays, I'm via our UK time, 3 p.m. Mon joining Maame Treboa any Accra in Sankofa. Was he seeing Chi Kasan? Was Chi Kasan the Rusia a yemum? Aha. Ɛwɔ Fire Life Radio ɛhɔ no ma nkasa biem afei nso ɛnɛ maame sister Aisha ɔbaa pa sister Aisha Ankara for Juice Plus natural supplements ɛna afei nso Avon products say wota aba boss lady program ne so a ne lips boss lady de ne lips yi yɛ hio hwɛ. Na me feel say bɛrima bi ta akyire hɔ nom a boss lady ba n'ano ne nko a na ɔhwɛ. It go sweet you. Hi! Anano ayɛ say such. Nti no reach out to sister Aisha Ankara open different type of like lipsticks, colognes, perfumes, bronya na eba no. Wopɛ sɛ wo balance wo diet nso a Juice Plus, Sister Aisha Ankara etombi. Afin so yankasa ye otaba kope. Obesima Auntie Ya's Books Corner. Sister Ya for the Atobra. The Facebook page, afin so YouTube and so Tuesday, Sister Ya Atobra abeye practical and yamisam real talk, and then Thursdays or rotate between the 3 books now of which all 3 she wrote in between COVID time. I mean, to say nipa dodoa he in it me a true books me and within a short period of time. And in the first book, reflections of a thirsty soul, very inspirational book. And then the second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. That book, I find myself related to the book. And I'll say from age 10 and up, I think say even younger than 10 can still read it. Men, the youth, you guys can get a lot out of the beauty of a woman's heart. Into monko Amazon, na monko to monko demo copy and mo hard copy na moon reading. The third book, a refreshing for my weary soul, and a devotional book. Into mommy supported sister ya Atobra. Wokɔ Amazon anaasɛ you'll be a candle na woyɛ a wobɛtumi anya book no wɔ hɔnom na wareadi. Afei nso Sundays Auntie Ya's cozy book chat with Yenuaba Yabi Russell And saying Sister Ya take Sister B Russell and Sheda enter my because we take a break for self-care. I love that. Into Sister Ya will be coming, but like she's doing her thing, and it's very educative into Mumbra. Na mumbe support or muhu program so a boss lady program no Sister Ya program no ma share. I think Sister Ya B Russell so no beauty 100% natural health and beauty advocate. Into no say be a hear information DM her or all the information that you need in bibi a we hear be or having so no Sister Sage Williams, go to sageshare.com. No kwa or ton a lot of authentic merchandises, t-shirts mahusama with nice design and be with kente and I say your traditional clothing, na duku, scarf, nomne, your friend is saying dresses, creams, jewelries, beads, so many other things. So t-shirt no kona order na color pa and don't be discouraged if you don't see the color you want. Just order everything that you need. There is a small comment box. You can let her know which colors of t-shirts that you would like to have, and she will definitely get back to you. She's saying, Sister Sage Williams says that she's working on the Canada orders, and I'm going to leave it to her to let you guys know when she's finally able to start doing that. You'll be I will let you guys know. I will announce it to you guys. Right, Sister Sage. And Pastor Esther Arthur on also no your live programs for Facebook Wednesdays. Say around midday. If you want more or back and papa, depending her work schedule, and I say Emrea or sometimes so he comes other days if you invite friends and family members if you want so but be prayers be reading Bible scriptures no ne ho kro ne bent and ma tune ni support no program na again no ma share. My invited friends. I think yeah, sister or Bapa, Mamle, you go Godwin, so also Upper Worldwide YouTube Parental Alienation, very insightful program. Your angel back, Sister Angela Naba, on also natural supplement and healthy living and such natural supplement and Timumbe to me are contacting. Saturdays every year. Ɛwɔ Mimi ha 3 p.m. Ghana time 8 p.m. and UK time 8 p.m. Other places no different time. Be a 5, it be a 7, it be a 9, it be a 10, be a yeah. But Saturdays, we come live for marriage lesson. Our rimu in church, but we don't only talk about just marriage. We talk about a lot of different things. So if you are married, if you're not married, if you're planning to get married, if you're planning to date, if you want to just come and learn something new, just tune in. Sofo Samuel Koso, who is someone who is a counselor, he teaches well. I love his teachings. You can ask questions if you not like clear on something that he says or like something that he says that you feel like you don't agree with it. You can share your opinion respectfully and ask questions. So I love it when people are able to ask questions because it kind of like made me feel like you engaging, you part of the conversation, because a lot of times when people are not not saying nothing, it kind of like feel so dry. I want you guys to be more involved in that. Uh Let me see. I see some comments, more comments here. Which one did I miss? Mhm. All right. Says please play Woman of Faith, okay? All right. Send it to me, it says. Send it to me. What's up that the lumben to me? My picking I've been wahani dear him be I've been wahana be something else that the beach. Mm-hmm. Okay. And also I don't see Fire Life on YouTube. No. Look for Boss Lady. Yeah, Boss Lady. Just subscribe for Boss Lady. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look for Boss Lady and you subscribe. Sometimes want to subscribe and watch it over there. I mean, Boss Lady. Yeah, so look for Boss Lady. She's there on YouTube. And Anumbom Anumbomski. Hey, awesome. Anumbomski pa. What do I need you home? I need you home pa. I really love Pastor Esther. Yes. Very knowledgeable. We have so many like knowledgeable brothers and sisters. Sister Sage, she's always behind the scenes, but like most of her contribution, you can tell very knowledgeable. Was lady Sister Aisha, Sister Belinda, Sister Akia, anima. Uh, yeah, what baako pɛ sister yɛ ato bra maama odi anyɛ boapa yɛ. Sometimes when you in the spotlight now, say you have a lot of pressure on. Rami will bring somebody in some mood to send me, but we are knowledgeable. Many know. Sister Kelly says, "Hi Kelly, how are you? I am so happy to see that you back home. Oh man, you scared us for a bit. But I'm really grateful that you doing well. You're doing better. Just make sure you're doing self-care. You're taking care of yourself. And the things that the doctor say you cannot do, please follow. All right. Don't do something else. Oh, you're watching with her. Nice, nice. It's good to know. Thank you guys both. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. So it's like, a lot of people don't want to listen to educative program, but it's the quantity that matters, not it is the quality. Oh my gosh, don't let me get myself confused. I don't focus on the quantity, I focus on the quality of things. So I listen to like most of my brothers and sisters who speak of things that will be beneficial for me. So I watch Boss Ladies programs because I learn a lot from it. And there's a lot of like Fire Life Radio, Incredible Family that comes and give very productive, educational contributions. When Sister Yatobra comes on, you have a lot of our sisters, brothers that comes on, and her also insight that are very insightful, educational. So I learned a lot from the sister Pastor Esther. When she comes, I'm learning the Bible stuff because she focused on that aspect. So I go and learn, but she also talk about things that we deal with in Abrabumu, in life issues also. And Pastor Patience, when she comes on, she does life programs that I'm not doing meetings and I'm not at work. I'm able to come and also watch and contribute. Of lately I've been so busy at work, I'm missing a lot of her live videos, but her stuff also, like programs, is very educative, insightful. So like you just have to listen to programs that is teaching you something that will allow you to learn something productively new. and then you have um so many others, you know. She says, thank you. Oh, you are you are most welcome. Nadex uh, Radio UK is good as well. Really, I will check them out. All right. I mean, I will check it out. For me, like sometimes I go on some platform, I will listen into up to 2 minutes to see the contents of the program. And if I find something interesting or I feel that the um, things that they're saying or teaching is productive, I will listen. I listen to my face program, whenever, like, I'm not working, or later on when I finish, I go listen, because when she comes on, she comes on an hour before I start work. So I will listen to that hour. Kay listens to that too. So like I will listen to that, and then say be I met one I may yeah juma will so Kay tia me say ya so ne di tia something me tia ebi wɔ hɔnom a nsɛm bi wɔ hɔnom a mokeka a ɛyɛ sere rough nti no ebi wɔ ha ma sɛ ba sɛ bi a mewɔ ayi meeting anaasɛ meyɛ training no ne ade deɛ no deɛ na yɛ sɛ mekɔhyɛ baabi a mente deɛ ɛkɔ so, because afei a woyɛ yi na yɛsɛ yɛbisa question na wohu answer a wode ma because you were not paying attention. Sister Mama saying like I watch her program because she motivates people, and very educational. Sister Sika educates on also the very education program, Sister Awumrekua educational program. So it's like, uh, like the people that, I like to watch, they do. I'm a talker. Yeah, and so oh, and I listen to Sister OJ too. Like, I mean, sometimes when I'm on, she's on, so I can listen to it, but I listen to it afterwards. Um, she, so like people like that I can learn things from, I'll listen to, you know. But I don't listen to certain people because the things that they're saying, I cannot learn nothing from it. I don't grow backwards. I'm going forward. So that's how it is. Anyhow, so we need to hold each other accountable, good or bad. And being able to connect to people. Hey, bra computer voice and the sexiest voice. About boss lady, so Chenya last minute. Now, hey, try this this Brad yeah. I'm saying make who can for what the voice ni cool in the rough. To say Vagabond, so like very knowledgeable, brother Emmanuel G, and brother Emmanuel Dankwa, Dr. Joe Kingsley, and your doctor sister Comfort Meku and him non so that is like, oh my goodness, like very, very knowledgeable. And me man bom dia no my run brother Ankra Quest, or no so no nim dia no kita bi ke me amiku oya no ate won kasa ayo sheda pa me ye yo te ha se ana se o twini mu ana o da ho no wuti ase wunti aya meti se wuti me ho because me ti me voice say ya no mama na turning it down kakra se ne be ya emba we say him. Brother Natty does it. Miami baby sister Chris Crossman so for some more also like a bit of on mommy and I say, hey, and then man share a you. Ooh, I didn't. You see, sometimes maybe I'm not very fit. Ghana me refi because me now before be present me baswa they don't see me. And then it is sister Rami today the now what time you oh my sister Rami me yes say obi a mapon a ma clock out no I will for me you know two different baako ba ɛɛbo no nti na ɛyɛ sɛ me ne akora ne kasa ɛna baako nso ɛyɛ te sɛ ɛyɛ vaccine no ɔnwɔɔyɛ na te sɛ ɛyɛ deɛ nti a wɔmpɛ sɛ ɔwɔ nti obisaa me sɛ mema wɔ ɛna mese ane na obisa me the reason why nti ama wɔ nti mekyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ no no sɛ ɔsɛ ɔbɛwɔ ɛna mese yɛ ɔmate ɔbɛwɔ a that's good nti no I think sɛ obiara ebi wɔ hɔnom a yɛ a ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔbɛwɔ ɛsiane sɛ onim nneɛma bi nti no wonim adeɛ a wobisa sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ɛbɛma wahu and my own mommy me maame ɔnye me kyɛn me bɛɛ wiase oh my gosh that woman I love her to death she's my everything my everything my everything she is awesome. Hey, okay. Okay, I finished with it. Okay. Okay, now I can post it. Yes, I have to say, when you know, a boss lady me that say what say, Mama share program ni na me that say. Brother Eben, sorry. Morris, Apomot is saying, me who watch it. It's good to see you. And into your man, so no, I'm also my brother Kwe Saki, brother Brian. Hey, Mr. Lee Patterson. Hey, Mr. Lee, I miss Mr. Lee, pal. Hey, brother Benjamin, you have landed at the right time. Apomot is saying, me mo akwaba. Yeah. Nti like on my hand ahemfie nana boama nti no to say like we have so many knowledgeable brothers and sisters sometimes and they make no nti na dey ameka say nya boapaye because mama odi no nkyerɛ say I'm not appreciative of you. I'm appreciative of every single person. Sometimes you know aya otwema nti no mu nyinaa brother ɔhene ba me hu na kyɛw how say he's doing well Uncle the Blues I tell you like I mean to say K he's awesome the support he gives is incredible. Mommy will support the Blues. Oh, maybe I may Chelsea for Mama and who Annie, Mama and who be our one season. Timo season, Amberland, the Amode more enjoy Brother Benjamin, how is Udo Biase, Sister Candace? Sister Candace, Apumut is saying, all right. And so like, most times in life, I mean, we do have some family members oh, so say you begging. You need fence and oh my goodness gracious. Rami wants it. Now mommy crampo no soccer crampo no pay attention to it oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Manchester City, correct. Correct him. I answer more. Rami more. Sometimes, we have pedophiles, molesters, rapers, so many dysfunctional people, both gender, in families, school system, churches, uh, family homes, neighborhood, everywhere, like people in position, celebrities, like there are, you always find, I mean, on every level, you're always gonna find good and bad people, wicked and evil people everywhere. So it's like, you have some family member, they know that this person in the family or like in the school system, I mean, when it comes to our community, society, teachers, uh, men of God, so many people, when they do it, there's no background check. America, we have background check. If you go in for a job, but you still have certain people that slip through the crack, because some people, they sex offenders, but they don't register. So they slip through the crack, and then they are being hired in schools and places. And then, you know, if you're not lucky, you don't educate your child, you're not lucky, your child becomes a victim, their victim. So don't allow your child to be a victim. Oh, oh, brother, brother, your team is Man City. Me, I don't have a team, but if you guys buy me t-shirts, I will wear them. Rami said Puto because Rami was Chelsea. Man City. Mr. Rami, I think that you mistakenly Man United with Man City, because you have Man United and Man City. So I don't know if you got it right. Keep here, and I said keep here, and some your team, I know you're with United and yes City. Why? What's the wrong team? Yeah, so it's like, we don't hold people accountable when it comes to that. A lot of family members, friends, people within our community, society, are harboring and enabling molesters and pedophiles, rapers in the community, because they don't say nothing. And then you have people in the police, the prison, they the same way. Police for ni bi ya ringa for mo ye molesters no ne ade o mu fie dwuma o mu di ano no. Nti no wobɛyɛ dɛn akɔ report wo de ama no, but we need to hold people accountable. Ne yɛgyae sɛ victims no, we victimize them again. To say nkosi nkɔda last year saa sɔfo no a n'adwene mu bɔ na okun ne yere, ɔkaa sɛ obekum ne yere wɔ social media. Ne nua bɛrima kaa sɛ ɔnkɔ report, wankɔ report, na bɛrima no ekun na mpa. Okun no deɛ Ghanafoɔ bebree ɔmo bɛyɛ ɛho program no ne ade na yɛ sɛ nkɔkɔ report ɛkɔyɛ, ɛnso Ghanafoɔ yɛ bia no nso nkɔkɔ report, anka ebi mbɛba abɛtena so sɛ na Ghana ni deɛ yɛdɛ na ayɛ sɛ yɛhyɛ yɛn ho ahyɛ bɔne papa. Man City is useless. Asɛm ne sɛn, wodeɛ na ɛyɛ papa. Saa nso na obi nso bɛka kyerɛw sɛ the blues ne yɛ the same way, nti no it's not nice. Ɛnyɛ wo team nti no, but obi nso bɛfeel the same way about your team. Nti mommy yɛn holding yɛn ho accountable. Ne yɛnka nokorɛ no. Yɛnka nokorɛ no. Akɔyɛ sɛ sesei a biribiara wɔ Ghana akɔyɛ politics yi. NDC ne MPP for. Te sɛ obi wɔ hɔ wɔ NDC a, ɛhɔ a na ɔbɛtena sɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ yi a ɛmfa ne ho. Ɛhɔ a na ɔbɛbɔ kɔ. obi wo NPP I say koyo enkoyo ehwa no bebo. American, we have Democrats, Republicans, and then you have swing states. You will state ni bi wo no ma a blue Democrat, it means you red Republican, but almost swing state, swing state for no omo timi kwa ha de nti e ba ne saa ne se bia uhu se Democrat for adwuma omo ye ne hote e na ekoyi a na omo change omo mind to them. Na so uhu se bia Republicans ni omo ye hote ye se nti na omo friend no swing state nti no, it's not just Republicans and Democrats, we have swing state, but your state ni bia eno de blue ye red ye red. But you see kuro Ghana de only two ways. There's no swing state bia or baby. Nti no ne party yet de enya kura na still no what nsua de enhwe enioma bi ekoyi ose enkoyi no kura de e ba akupo. Anyhow, moving on. Nti no, in conclusion, we have to be determined, be willing to commit to what we need. We need to live honest life. And actually, mean to me conclude, and no maybe you have me refi. Emma mpena. Na mpena twe no utimi fa ye fun. Ufa ye fun a sa wo. Because oba bi timi fa ye fun de ni ho de ni nyina be ma no ne ne twe mpena no e be convince no we ye go. Ye nyina obi a wo emma dodo ye se wo eba wiase. Enti no se wuyi egu saa na afe de be ma na onware wo na akwaware obi foforo afe de nyinsen no emma otwe emma o de ahye ne fie mayifo the devil. Brother Kwabraka was said that evil exists. The devil is different story. Near the show will be full. And so one anim dear or maba our bremu ye. When the bear mechi. No, why I didn't say we as a woman now you're sexually active. Say we protect you. Bear is so a condom and feel good man. Won't worry wo. Seriously. On worry now woman need today. On promise now I need today. No ma we because obi wo ho no ma e bi e baba akope na nyame de be chew. Nti so yi sa baba akona gu a wo ye den enya bi. Afi a wakonya aware partner ho no wo ye den awo ne ba ni yi abusuafo ensofo tetew how. Nti no the youth, this is for the youth. Mesremo mo hwe mo ho so ye. Se wo de wasom pena twe a make sure say you having safe sex. You're not just putting yourself out there. Ebi mutimi koye abortion efemu. Me wo middle school, me call down secondary, me classmate or middle school. Ekoyi gui ena ne yamu nneoma nyina say no wu ya oba fe no me tuntum na structure wo kita wo de akwahya asase ase ena wo be pro na mmoa kanka na awe no keke esan say wa hwe ne hu so yi enti no mesrem mamumma obema because ye mema ni bebre no ono no emma dodo a wo bedi omo no ɔwɔ book da hɔ a wɔtwerɛ wɔ mu. Wayɛ n'adwene, ɔde ahyɛ n'adwene mu sɛ ɔne mmaa dodoɔ sei na ɛbɛda nti no ɔne wo ɛbɛtena na ɔka sɛ ɔbɛware wo na after 2 years you don't see nothing, 3 years you don't see 4 years. Na wo ne ne wo saa na I mean te sɛ sɛ mu live te sɛ nneɛma aware nti no obi a ɔne wawo deɛ ɛni hɔnom deɛ ɔyɛ dɛn kɔyɛ wo ho ade. Free bonto ɔbɛfa akɔ. Nti no the youth no, I mean, abstinence is the best. But to say, and you mean I'm not trying to make a choice, it mean the but to say, we bet me a shall so. Na protect because it's a yigu no. And what abortion is not good. If you have so many abortions, now sometimes it can affect your womb and you will not be able to have children sometime down the line when you're in need of it. So if you are in a relationship and you get pregnant, and you will be able to find ways and means to take care of yourself and your child, have the child. Okay. Don't go and have no abortion. I mean, any man or any boyfriend who gets you pregnant and asks you to abort the child, they don't love you. They're just using you. And when they feel that they have enough, they're going to leave you and go look for someone else, chase other people. Do not run foolish race. Do not make foolish decisions. Do not do things to satisfy other people's need, other people's desires, and not focus on your need. Focus on your need. Be ready. Don't allow yourself to be forced to have sex when you're not ready to have sex. The abortion is not good. It's not good at all. So learn to have protective sex if you are sexually active. Oh, thank you, Sarami. I have a friend who had fibroids. Her doctor took all her womb out. I have fibroid as well. Well, I'm grateful that you have a child, and I'm sorry for your friend because I mean, sometimes for some reason, lots of women has fibroid, so me vibrators and go. Hey, Rami. Oh, Charlie. You always find ways to sneak that in there. Mate, continue to use your vibrator, right? Okay, so abortion for boyfriends, then struggles in life later. It's not worth it. Yeah. Don't go and abort for a boyfriend. I mean, if they love you and if they can be responsible, why are they having sex with you? They shouldn't be having sex if they're not if they're not ready to take care of a child, because sex equals producing offspring, right? If you have an unsafe sex, producing offspring. So that's like common sense, but common sense is not so common for everybody. Yes, some of us get inspired or motivated listening to certain wise and intelligent people on social media. But those who do not produce any intelligence or any educational program, I don't have time to watch it. And then we also have people who use juju, right, and voodoo, wickedness, selfishness, greediness, and pure evil to simply take someone else's hardcore work as their own. Obi wɔ hɔnom a woyɛ adwuma, wowɔ akwantuo mu, na wode w'adwuma gya na wotumi kɔ juju, okoye juju anaasɛ voodoo sɛ ebia yɛmmɔ wo dam anaasɛ w'adwene mfiri w'adwuma no so na kyerɛ sɛ wo adeɛ a wowayɛ no ɛmmɛyɛ ne dea. Te sɛ nipa no ɔno no onim nyansa w'agyimi nti kwasea na ɛwɔ ne nti no wo na w'ani bere adeɛ. Obi adeɛ ahwɛ ma no na wɔwu kɔdi ne bɔne. Nipa bebree yɛ saa de no nti wowɔ akwantum na apɛ sɛ ɔyɛ business a making sure say be a we will be able call back and forth and I say we Christo sumo emu na say bi a wo kwa akotena Ghana no waye because ebi mu abusuafo abusua namfofo anase nipa bi a wo wagye na di wo de na ye abusua etimi di wabro oya no abo wodam anase wo amwanya accident ni wafiri wi ase se ne be ya obefo ejapade ono de on pese obebre ne de. This is one of the many causes that gets in the way of many people's successes because they do not value what they do not work for. To say ade enyo no na ye no ono pese wode ofa abro nyansa kwan bi so efa. Ti no me di mu besi ha say my breast bre. Me kope bibi edi. And I think it's Dr. Sebe life me. So I'm sending me text across. I say, "Ooh, I believe you're okay." Ebe basopa, yes, ain't you know, yeah. And pemun komodie. I was sankofa red room. I my join 10 o'clock, which is like, hey, it's almost 10. Holy cow, macaroni cheese. Oh wow. No, I see. Send them a chance. Yes, honey. You need something?
Oh no, I thought you were calling me.
No, honey. Why, you miss mommy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The programs are really long.
Oh yeah? I talk a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start talking less. So tomorrow, what family thing we doing? Are we gonna be watching movie or play Uno or Monopoly? Uno? Okay. Got it.
I would say Kirby Star Allies, but I only have.
I don't know how to play that. So if I play, you're going to like make me. I'm going to be helpless. I'm not playing something that I don't know how to. You're gonna win.
No, it's a help each other type.
Oh, then we can play together. I can learn. Okay.
Well, since there's
I don't believe in that, Juju. Go ahead.
Since there was the controller Grandma gave me a long time ago, and I have 2 of the Joy-Cons on my Nintendo Switch, then that leaves 3.
Okay.
I don't know if Daddy wants to play, but
your dad will probably would not be able to figure it out. Wait, you and I would team up and play that, and Jasmine.
I'm not sure about Jasmine. She has her own things.
Oh, she doesn't like that game.
Yeah. You know, when you guys started playing on my Nintendo Switch together, let's say it didn't go all that well. Jasmine didn't know how to play. I helped her, but then there was a little bit of progress. But maybe there's a chance that we can make it.
One love, guys. I see y'all tomorrow. Mr. Rami, me ko Ghana mental de me mfa mo bia. Trust me. Me mfa mo bia, me sister ketua nkwana na me hye bibi na so ka so pa me de ma no. But say family member bi na say a friend wo boa kra la. Good night, Jake. And do I'm up one night. I can say, oh, I want that. You know, you want I see my soul. Second round, but not with you guys. Bye. Mama, bye.